It doesn't seem like God is always good. He makes Isaac come within moments of killing his own son. He kills people in the flood and in the Red Sea. He gives favor to Israel's armies to kill their enemies. These just don't seem like good things. How do you view these events?
They're good things. Yeah, no problem. Next one.
You got a book coming out on this
Well,
someday, don't you?
some year. Very good question. I so empathize with the question. It doesn't look good, does it? It doesn't look good at all. And I've been for, on and off for a number of years, but especially in the last 6 months, just really wrestling with this. I have a website where I have a blog, and a lot of the blogs have been about this. Just thinking out loud, reading different books and kind of just talking out loud about what I'm finding in these books and things of this sort. The short response I'd give here and now, given the limited time we have, would be this. Number one, it doesn't look good. Let's just admit it doesn't look good. We could say that God, has good reasons for it and all of that, which is fine. But the bottom line is it doesn't look like Jesus. This is the real problem I have. It's not just that it doesn't fit my criteria of good. It doesn't seem to fit the character of Jesus, who doesn't slaughter his enemies. He gets slaughtered by his enemies because that's what his enemies need. And the God who commands the Israelites to go and slaughter the Canaanites doesn't look at all like Jesus, who says, love your enemies, never retaliate, never take vengeance, turn the other cheek, and so on and so on. And so putting those two things together is profoundly difficult. I think it's very, very, very important, all important, this is the deal breaker, that we understand that as followers of Jesus, our call is to follow Jesus. And not put Jesus alongside the nasty stuff of the Old Testament and to say, well, God's partly like Jesus and partly like the nasty God of the Old Testament, but rather to say, no, Jesus is the definitive, perfect expression of God, Hebrews 1:3. He's the Word of God, image of God, form of God. If you see me, you see the Father, and log that in. And so we may still have a lot of questions about the Old Testament, I do, but I can't ever let that qualify this. Don't throw away the known because of the unknown. And so we're to take our marching orders and our lifestyle from him and trust that God really does look like that. Even Jesus was aware that what he was saying was very different than what was said in the Old Testament. You've heard it said, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. The whole Old Testament law is based on this quid pro quo kind of arrangement. Jesus explicitly collapses that. He says, yeah, that's what you've heard, but I say unto you that to never retaliate, turn the other cheek, don't resist an evildoer, and things of that sort. There's a number of ways of approaching this that we don't have time to get into now. Check out my website for the last 6 months. You'll find various explorations on ways of resolving it, but I can't go into that now unless Paul wants to go into it now.
Check the website out.
All right, there you go. GregBoyd.org, you'll get there.